Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're all well and your first new recording of the new year. So we're going to go for weighted balls or small hand weights. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. Going to use foam roller as well. Again, you don't have to use it. Hope you're all well. Enjoy the class. Sorry, this one's not live, and we will get started. So just say if you haven't done much over the last month, then take it really easy, do the easier variations. I don't think I'm going to be doing anything too strenuous today. I had my injection yesterday, had my vaccine, so I might not be able to lift my arm very high. Let's see how we get on. So if you start with the small weighted balls, so we go feet together. And keeping the feet together, let the toes spread out on the floor or the mat underneath you, and follow the line up from your ankles, through your knees, through your hips, coming up through the back of your ribs, all the way up through the top of your head. So gradually growing a little bit taller. Still haven't had my haircut, rocking a band today. Okay, so growing a bit taller through the top of your head, and then widen through the collarbones, let the shoulders drop down away from your ears. So just feel the weight of the balls, just gently stretching your arms away from your shoulders, and your shoulders away from your ears. Letting the fingers and the thumbs just relax on the balls. So from here, we're going to tilt your pelvis forwards and backwards, so from the side, tilting forwards and backwards 2 or 3 times, and then just find that middle position. Soften the ribs, and then from here, if you close your eyes, you can lean your weight forward over your toes, thinking about a long line from your heels all the way through to the top of your head. Slowly coming back, and then taking the weight back over your heels, keeping your toes gently in contact with the floor. Coming back through the middle, taking your weight to the left, keeping really tall through the top of your head, to the middle again, and then back over to the right side. And then slowly coming back to the middle, just finding that spot where everything feels balanced. Sense of feeling tall and lengthened through your spine. Relax through your shoulders, your arms, your fingers, and that the feet are quiet and nicely balanced. So from here, you're going to slowly open your eyes, turn your toes out, and bring your heels out. So your feet are hip width. Keeping the knees soft and pelvis neutral. So coming up with the balls elbow height, so not too low. Elbows tucked back in line with your shoulders. From here, breathing in to prepare, and we breathe out, and we're just going to turn outwards with the balls, just opening through the front of the shoulders and the front of the chest. So just starting to wake up the shoulders, keeping long and tall through the back of your neck and your head. So I have been exercising the last month, mainly running weights and some stretching. So I haven't done a full Pilates routine for a little while, so I'm going to be a bit rusty as well. From here, we're going to take it to a stretch, and then come back in, and a stretch, and then come back in. And then we'll add in the neck turns on your next one. So again, turn to look over the left shoulder, coming back, look over the right shoulder, and repeat. Two more. One more. Okay, so let's go for the trunk rotation. So if your shoulder's a bit dodgy, you can rest the weights on your shoulders and just turn through your chest. But rather than me looking at the screen, my nose is going to follow my wrist. So my nose is going to follow my chest and where my hands are. Okay, if you're okay with that, we're going to turn it into a reach, and then then come back, and a reach, and then back. Opening up through the chest. Just think about the feet staying relaxed, so check that the toes are nice and soft on the floor. Keeping the shoulders down away from your ears. If you're feeling strong today, you can just turn it into a rotation with your arms out, but just check if the shoulders are creeping up around your ears. You want to pull them away and think about lengthening the balls away from you as you turn. And then finally on the last couple, just a little bit of rib control. So see if you can control the ribs. One more either side. And then coming back to the middle. Good. Okay, give those shoulders a little bit of a shake. So let's go feet slightly wider than hip width apart, toes pointing outwards. And we're going to come into our small pliés. So kneecap second or third toe, and then pull back in. I'll show you from the side. So as you're turning out, it's as if your head, your shoulder blades, your bum and your heels are touching a wall, and you're just gently sliding down and then sliding back up. Okay, we're not going into a squat at this point. So pulling in through your bum, so starting to wake up your bum, starting to just wake up the ankles and the knees. And then from here, we're going to go to pressing out to shoulder height and then pulling back in. I probably chose the wrong workout for my aching left deltoid today. Hopefully it'll warm it up. Okay, so reach out, squeeze through your glutes at the top. Okay, good. And we're going to do two more, and then the second one we're going to hold. So hold in. Sorry, one more. We're going to hold in this position. And then we're going to do our little heel lifts and back down. And from there, we're going to go into bicep curls at the same time. Two. So really tall, the back of your head. Your head's going to stay still, actually. And your elbows are going to be really wide, and keep the points of your elbows still as well. Shoulders down away from your ears. So it's just the heels that are lifting, but we don't actually change your height on this one. So last three. 2 and 1. Okay, good. Come back down. Give everything a little bit of a shake. Okay, so next one from here, we are going to go into your dynamic hamstring stretch. So more for your balance, this one. No pulled hamstrings, please. no kicking anything off your shelves around the house. So check you've got room to step and you've got room to lift your leg. So the first thing you're going to do is we're thinking of our feet on train tracks and just lifting your front knee and then stepping back. And you're trying to just control it both ways. So it's not a big swing, it's a lift and step. You're trying to balance and land your feet on the same spot either time. Either every step, should I say. So if that's okay, we'll start to straighten the front leg. And again, it's a lift and a lower, not a big kick, just to gently warm the hamstrings up. Okay, and if you're fine with that, we're going to add in a tap with the balls. Good. Nice and soft with the feet as you're stepping back. Think about the feet being quiet. So they're all controlled. Okay, last 3. 2. 1. Excellent. Come back down. Okay, so change sides. Let's do the lifts again first of all. So you're just going to lift the front knee and then stepping back. Lift the front knee and step back. Trying to keep up tall and relaxed through your upper body. Okay, one more with the knee bent. And then if you want to, we're straighten the leg and then back. So lift, don't kick. Okay, and then if you're okay with that, we're going to go for the ball taps. So keeping up really wide through your arms, tall through the top of your head. And we count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back down. Good. Okay, give your legs and your arms a bit of a shake. So from here, we're going to take it into your lunges. So from the sideways view, long step out, feet are on train track. So from the front, that's your position. Back foot straight, back foot is on tiptoes. Really don't worry how low you go. So if you just want to hold it here for balance while you do your biceps, then that's fine. If you're okay with that, we're going to aim the back knee down towards the floor. So keeping up tall, keeping wide, and coming into a biceps curl and a lunge. As you warm up, you can take your knee a little bit closer towards the floor, but just keep an eye on that front knee, that the knee's not going over the front toes. So we're really keeping our weight, taking our weight straight down and straight up. So if the balls were at your side, they would be going straight down and straight up. They wouldn't be rocking forwards and backwards. So last 3, 2, 1. Very good. Okay, change sides. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Okay, so back leg on tiptoes. Okay, wide through collarbones, keeping up tall. Soften the knee and straighten. Let me look forward so I can focus. It's quite cold in my physio room this morning. I've only just put the heating on, which is why I've got long sleeves on. But also I'm feeling a bit stiff on this, so I'm just going to start off quite low. Quite small movements before building up to the bigger ones. Use it as a warm up. Okay, so you've got 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay, you can tell I haven't done those in a while. And then from here, feet slightly wider than hip width apart now. We are going to go into the lunge. So just a reminder from the side, on your lunge, we're going to aim your bum back over your heels. So your knees again, not shooting over the toes. Bum's aiming backwards. And then we push up, push forward with your glutes, control your ribs, so not arching, looking forward, and then lifting your hands up. Okay, so you're going to do the squat, which is number 1, okay? And then step behind with the lunge. We're going to start stepping over towards your right side. So, ready? I think I am. Okay, so squat, push up, lunge, and back. Squat, lunge, squat, lunge. So nice and smooth now. Really focus at the top, glutes, and step. Glutes, and step. And with your step, don't worry how far you go. If you just want to tap for a bit of balance today, then that's fine. Okay, going to do a couple more to either side. So squat and step, squat and step. Okay, last lot. Squat and step, squat and step. Last squat. We're going to hold at the top. So squat, push up, hold it there. Just quick check. Tall through your head, elbows straight, control the ribs, pelvis neutral, and slowly down. Good work. Let's got my heart rate up for that one. Okay, so roll downs. Let your heart rate come back down. So heels, bum, head and shoulders, Velcro back against the wall, breathing in to prepare. And as we breathe out, slowly rolling down, chin towards your chest, coming down one level of your spine at a time to where you're comfortable today. And we do small arm circles at the bottom and reverse them. Breathing in at the bottom of the movement, and then breathing out to scoop your pelvis back underneath you. Restack the vertebrae one level at a time. We're going to go palms to the front, take your hands back behind you, and then just gently lift the breastbone up towards the sky, controlling the ribs, not tilting back too much through your head, so just control the neck. Breathing in, and then breathing out for roll down number 2. Just nice and slow in your own time. Focus on each level of your spine at a time, keeping the weight forward over your toes. Arm circles. And reverse. And then next out breath, scoop back underneath you, restack the vertebrae, coming up one level at a time. And arms out to shoulder height, palms forward. Relax the shoulders down, away from your ears. Gently bring your hands back behind you. And then lift the breastbone. Coming back to the middle. Okay, last roll down, this one in your own time. Slowly bringing it down to where you're comfortable. Okay, so hold it there with some arm circles either way. I'm going to change my screen view for the mat work. Okay, so when you're comfortable, you can slowly come back down onto the mat now. Grab a drink if you need to. I'm going to grab a drink quickly. So if you've got a head cushion, if you've got a foam roller, even, and you want to use it, we're going to go on the foam roller. Again, you can use the weights, have those handy as well. If you don't want to use the foam roller, that's fine. Probably just do the work on the floor using a head cushion. Quick drink. Okay, so bum and head comfortably on the foam roller. Have your hands down. If you've not been on it for a while and it feels a bit hard for you, then of course at any point just come off it so that you're doing the stuff on the floor. Stretch fingers down towards your toes. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Let's set those feet so they're hip width apart. And then from here, gently tilting the pelvis backwards and forwards. And then come and find the middle position. And then in the middle, just soften the ribs down. So, taking the weights, let's start off with some easy arm movements. So we're going to take the shoulders down away from your ears. We're going to really focus on the rib control, and then just gently taking your arms back over your head for a stretch through the arms, and then come back in. So breathing, we're going to breathe in to prepare, breathe out to stretch your arms overhead, breathe in to float back to the middle. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and we're going to repeat. So nice and easy to start off with. Think about your feet, big toe, little toe, relaxed on the floor. and think about that spot between your heel, big toe and little toe as a triangle, and then try and get your weight balanced really evenly between your left and your right side. So relax through your jaw, relax through the front of your neck, just waking up that upper body. And then again, just come back and focus on the ribs for your last couple. And then back up to the middle. Good. So palms facing each other now. And we're going to go to the arm openings. So stretching wide through your chest. And then coming back to the middle. Stretching wide. And coming back. Stretching wide. And coming back. Okay, you're going to do 5 more before changing it a little. 4, 3, 2, 1. This feels quite nice actually. I think I might just stay here for the next half hour or so. Come back up. Okay, better do something else though, you get a bit bored. So from here, keeping the balls still, we're going to go to a leg stretch. So we're going to slide your left leg away and then come back up. Now, if you're new to the foam roller, you haven't done it for a while and you're finding this challenging, then maybe just have your hands lightly on the floor, fingers rested on the balls as you're going. You do want the feet touching the floor on this one, so the feet should be in contact. And again, really aiming to keep the feet on their train tracks, so that when you come back to that rest position, that the feet are still hip width apart. Check they're not getting too wide or too narrow. So just relaxing into it. Relaxing through the shoulders as well. And if you're okay with that one, let's add in the arms as well. So we're gently going to take the arms back and to the middle. Now, a lot to focus on this one. Really think about the rib control. It's very easy to lose the ribs and the pelvis being in neutral as well, that your pelvis isn't arching off the foam roller. So think about that connection with the foam roller, and also you might need to bring in your pelvic floor a little bit more just to engage the lower tummy. Okay, so 2 more either side. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Good, coming back to the middle. Now I'm going to, I didn't plan this one very well. I'm going to get something to balance on my knee. So I'm just going to come off the foam roller and going to use my head cushion. If you've got something handy, great. If not, don't worry. So I'm going to balance foam head cushion on my right knee. I'm going to have the balls up here. And I'm going to go for a double arm reach. So reaching both arms up towards the ceiling and then letting the shoulders drop down again. So shoulder blades coming around the chest wall and then gently dropping back. Keeping long through the back of the neck. Keeping the shoulders down away from your ears. Okay, because we've got the foam block on your right knee, on your reach, we're going to add in the left knee opening and then coming back to the middle. So reach, let the left knee turn out, and then back to the middle. Okay, reach, and back, coming to focus on this one. Okay, 2 more. 1, 2. Okay, and then from here I'm going to move the block over to my other knee. Stay. Okay, and we go again. So reach, and then back. Reach, and back. Reach, and back. Just check again on the next couple that your neck is soft, your jaw is soft, shoulders are down away from your ears. And then just check your stance foot. So for me on my left foot, that my toes are relaxed. They're not gripping. Okay, last 2. 1 and 2. Good work. Okay, good. So I'm going to move the block off my knee. We're going to go into some leg scissor variations. For these first ones, your hands are going to be down on the floor, so make sure your hands are on the floor. Otherwise you'll be falling off the roller, which we don't want. So stretching your fingers down towards your heels, wide through your collarbones, long through your neck, soft through the ribs, find neutral. And you might need, again, a little bit more pelvic floor just to bring in the pelvic floor and just to engage the lower tummy muscles. We're going to float your right leg into tabletop and then back down. Left leg tabletop, back down. So hands are on the floor, just be aware of how much they're doing. Try and keep the weight between your hands fairly even so that your core, your middle, is doing the work. And we're just waking those hips up. Okay, switching from one side to the other. Again, keeping quite soft through your stance foot. Just think about heel, big toe, little toe again. Okay, one more either side. Now, if you're okay on that one, we're going to progress it a bit, but again, keep your hands on the floor for this section. So we're going to go right leg tabletop and then bring your left leg up to meet it. Right leg down, left leg down. Then switch for left, right, left, right. And switch for right, left, right, left. So we keep alternating which leg you lift first. And just focusing on the smoothness and the accuracy. So my hips feeling a bit tight today. I think that's from the exercise I did a couple of days ago. So just using these to focus, to warm up and get things running a bit smoother again. Okay, going to do one more on either side. Now, if you're finding you're getting tired on these ones, then either have a little break or maybe go into your leg slides, so something nice and easy just to stretch things out. If you're still feeling like you've got a bit of energy and you want to work a bit harder, we're going to go into toe taps from this position. So left up, right up, holding this position. So really important here, one, you keep your hands on the floor, that we're in neutral, the ribs are, you may need to think about the ribs softening a bit more, so almost imprint into the foam roller. And then from here, we're going for our toe taps. So again, right, back up, left, back up. We're going to exhale, inhale, breathe out, Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Okay, relax through the upper body. Make sure you're not gripping too much with your hands. I'm going to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, very good. Come back down. You can tell I've not done those for a while. That was hard work. So you're going to go legs stretched away. Your feet can be a bit wider than hip width apart in this one just for a stretch. And then bring your hands back over your head. Even here, they just control the ribs a little. Keep long through the back of your neck. Just let gravity do the work. And just relax everything for a few seconds. So from here, we're going to go into our abdominal crunchies. So if you're getting a bit tired or achy on the roller, probably a good time to come off it. Otherwise, you can stay in the roller, find neutral. So for your crunchies, fingertips as ever, either behind the back of your head or long down by your side. If you find your neck gets tired, probably best to have your hands here. And if it's getting too tired, then just come back down, rest, do some other leg variations. So from here, wide through the collarbones, shoulders away from your ears, whichever hand variation you're doing. Imaginary apple between your chin and your chest. And we're going to breathe out as you curl your ribs towards your pelvis to lift through the upper body with control, and then back down. So most of the movement happening here to lift my upper back and then come back down. So breathe out. Breathe in, exhale, inhale. Okay, I'm going to do 10 of these from here, so it's about 15 in total. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, so halfway, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and one more. Okay, really good. Straight into our obliques, so no rest. Right hand behind your head, left hand stays long, and breathing out to come up and across, and then in to come back down. 2, just going to do 10 to either side. Really try and focus again through the ribs. That's where we want the movement to happen. This hand is stretching down towards my heels to help with the movement, and then sliding back. My left shoulder is staying away from my ear, and I've still got that imaginary apple between the chin and the chest. So at the top, I'm not pulling my head forward, keeping it here. Okay, really focusing on the movement coming from my ribs and back. Last 4, 3, 2, and one more. Okay, good. So 10 to the other side. Breathing out, breathing in. Okay, we're halfway, breathing out, breathing in. Last 5, keep it going. If you've not worked your abs for the last month, they might be speaking to you right now. Last two. Last one. Okay, very good. That's the hard bit done for your abs. Okay, so last one on the roller, we're going to work on the balance. So, okay, let's just reset. Lengthen through your neck, shoulders down away from your ears, soften the ribs, pelvis neutral. Stretch your fingertips down towards your toes, and then just relax through your arms. Okay, so feet hip width apart, and we're going to go for the small heel lift. Hover the toes, toes down, heel down, and repeat on the other side. So heel lift, hover the toes, toes down, heel down. Now, just be aware of how many fingers you've got on the floor. If you know you're fine on this one, you want to hover your hands straight away, then go for it. Okay, if you know that that's pretty hard at the moment, then see if you can just rest your fingers and your thumb rather than your whole palm gripping for dear life. And then if that's okay, go 4 fingers, 3 fingers, 2 fingers. Find the level you can work at, and if you just need 1 finger, then that's good. Okay, so if you've got one side that's working today and not the other one, first thing which I had to do there is just check you're in the middle of the roller, because you might not be quite central, and it's going to be hard. If I say my left leg is harder to stabilise through, so I'm going to find it harder to lift my right leg than my left leg. Lifting the left leg, easy. Lifting the right leg, feeling quite wobbly. So the foot's flat, I'm going to gently push down through my foot, but think about your heel in particular. Gently engage through the glutes on this side, so you're tensing through your bum, and a little bit more pelvic floor as I then lift and lower. Okay, and I might just lift the heel just until I feel myself moving or breaking. Be aware if the knee wants to come out to the side. Keep the knee as still as possible. You might even try putting your foam block back on the knee just to help you focus a bit more. And then even if you put your hand on your bum, hand on your lower tummy, that's the bit we're trying to stabilise through, just until you find that you can get some more balance on there, and do 10 or 15 lifts just on the weaker side, and that might just be heel lifts to start off with, rather than lifting your toes as well. So see what you can do, and then come back onto the other side, which hopefully is still working, but then go back and do a second set on your more challenging side, okay? So that would be the way to work on it. And if you're okay, then we just carry on with the marching. And let's count it down from 10, 9. We're still doing a very small amount, so working on the control today rather than lifting into tabletop. So slowly lift, slowly lower. No kind of snatching at it and then tapping the foot down. It's got to be controlled. So even if it's the heel and then down, and that's fine. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, good work. Right, so from here, come off the foam roller. I'm just going to move the roller out of the way. Okay, so onto your backs. While you do that, I'm just going to grab a drink as well. Feel free to grab one yourselves. So onto your backs, onto dry land, and we just hug one knee in towards your chest. So I've got my right knee in towards my chest, and then gently let the left leg stretch away. And slowly, Change sides. So left knee to chest, right leg away. Let's repeat that once more. So right knee to chest, left leg away. And then change sides. So chance to slowly breathe in. Think about sinking down into the mat. Okay, good. So from here, let's do a little bit of work on our fronts just to wake up your upper back and shoulders. So turning over, small head cushion, and we're going forehead on the mat. Legs pointed, so toes pointed away. So we do upper back warm up first of all. Elbows wide, so elbows are shoulder height, forehead on the cushion, palms wide. Let the shoulders relax first of all. So from here, just check your feet are hip width. Going to breathe in to prepare, and as you breathe out, we're just going to set the shoulder blades, so down and back, away from your ears. Breathing in to hold, and then breathing out to let them drop again. Breathing in to hold. So let's do that one again, and this time just focus on gently pushing your hips in towards the floor. Forehead is still on the cushion, nodding your nose down so we lengthen through the back of your neck. Okay, now on the next one, we're going to set the shoulder blades and you're going to hover your chest and forehead off the floor. So just check at the top that we're not looking up. We're keeping a bit of length through the back of your neck. And the breathing is breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, set your shoulder blades and hover. Breathe in at the top. And then breathe out to come back down. And repeat. So set, hover, breathing in to hold, breathe out to come back down. So 2 more. Really focus on that area of the upper shoulder blades below the neck, and then come back down. Now, either stay at that level, if you're feeling fine with those today, have your hands a little bit higher, and as we push up, you're going to come into the cobra stretch. So straightening your elbows just to go a little bit deeper into the stretch as you come back down. So relax the shoulders as you set and push along through the arms to lift up and then come back down. If that's okay, you can start to bring your hands in a little bit closer towards your body just to deepen the stretch. So at the top here again, I'm really working hard for me to bring my head back in line with my spine. And then also if I let my ribs drop, it made me go through my lower back. So I'm trying to control my ribs to keep the stretch through my thoracic spine, the bit where your shoulder blades are. So breathing out, breathe in to hold. And breathe out to come back down again. Okay, again. One more. And back down. Good. Okay, so let's vary it a little bit. We'll try and go through a little bit of everything today, just for those of you who haven't done much, myself included, to check that everything's working. Okay, so from here, let's go to our legs. So you can either keep your hands here. If you want a nice stretch through your shoulders, you can have your hands up here. If you want to work on your control and give yourself a little bit of feedback, have your hands under the bony bits here. Now remember, as you push your hips in towards the floor, there should be a little bit of a gap between the bony bits and the floor. And when we're going to go for a one leg lift, so as we do that, we don't want to be squashing down into this hand. You want to be keeping that gap between your bony bits and the floor the same. So I'm going to gently push my hips in towards the floor, lengthen through my right leg and hover, and then back down, and then repeat on the other side. So as we're going from one side to the other, focusing on keeping the bony bits level. And remember, the movement here is coming from your hip, not arching through your lower back. So we're trying to keep your knee straight as well, so that as you hover, we don't come into a knee bend. And then the muscle that's doing it, you're working your glutes. So if your hands are on your glutes on here, you should feel my left glute tense in, and then my right glute tense in, as it alternate from one leg to the other. So I'm breathing out to lift, breathing in on the way down. Okay, from here, just going to change it to simple knee bends. Again, focusing on keeping the pelvis pushed into the floor. So if any of you are quite tight over the front of the quads at the front or the hip flexors, you might find at the top you're kind of arching off the floor. And again, you just got to correct that by pushing your hips forward. So they were working your hamstrings, you're getting a bit of a stretch over the front of the thigh. So nice and easy, just alternating from one side to the other. Okay, and then let's change that into the one leg kick pulse movements. So from here, we're going 1 with your toes pointed, back down to halfway. 2 with the toes back up, back down to halfway. Number 3, toes pointed, then all the way down. So it's 1, 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. Keep it going. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of coordination, toes pointed, flexed, pointed, back down. Okay, and then if you've got into the rhythm and the coordination of that one, then on the back down, we're going to extend the leg to hover and then lower. So it's a slightly kind of almost slow motion lower. Point, flex, point, stretch with the leg hovered, back down. Flex, point, stretch, point, flex, point, and stretch. One more on either side. Okay, slowly down, good work. Okay, last leg variation. We've got the leg, the knee at 90 degrees, and we're going to hover off the front of the thigh. Again, I've kept my hands in this position because this one in particular really need to focus on the front of the pelvis. So we're going to go for 10 lifts on one leg, 2, 3, stretching out over the front of the hip, working your glute, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, slowly down, 1, 2. So tricky one on here is keeping your knee at 90 degrees, quite easy for your foot to drop lower because we can't see what your foot's doing. 10, Coming back down, good work. So let's just go for a little stretch on your hands and knees first of all. So just gently letting your bum sink down in towards your heels, chest sinking down towards your knees, and then your head sinking down towards the floor. Slow your breathing down, so think about the breathing coming from the side and back of the rib cage, not just through the front of the tummy. Feel that slight lateral movement, sideways movement through your rib cage. Let go of any tension on the out breath. Okay, good. So coming back onto your front, and in this position, we're going to go hands up above your head. Now, if your shoulder's a little bit dodgy or just generally quite tight, then you can vary that position by maybe trying the letter T position as well. So the movement is to set your shoulder blades and then gently hover through. In the T position, ideally you do both hands together and then relax the shoulders. If your hands are up above your head, we're just going to do one arm at a time. So set the shoulder blades, breathe in to prepare, breathe out, lift the right hand, breathe in to lower, breathe out, lift the left hand, breathe in to lower, and repeat. So I think my left shoulder's loosened up, couldn't have done that an hour ago. Okay, so think of a line from your nose down to your belly button in this one that we're trying to keep as stable as possible. So your whole body is balanced, and it's just the arms that are lifting off the floor. Relaxing into the stretch, into the movement. Okay, let's do two more on either side. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Okay, very good. So from here, up onto your hands and knees, well done. Coming down, back into your stretch, and then this time we're going to take right hand to the right side of the mat, left hand on top. And again, chance to just slow your breathe in and gradually sink down into the mat. And think of the points of contact with the floor, your feet, your knees, your hands, and just see if you can sink into the mat a bit more. And then we take left hand to the left side, right hand on top of the left. Okay, so slowly now coming over onto your back. I'm going to finish with a little bit of rotation. So we're going to go palms face up, lengthen through the back of your neck, feet and knees together. Find neutral again. And we're just going to gently take your knees to one side. So my knees going to the right, my left foot is off the floor now, it's piggybacking on my right side. And then on the out breath, I'm going to slowly come back through the middle. And then coming over to the other side. Okay, next one, we're just going to do, again, we're just going to do another one to either side. You can gently turn your head. And then coming back. And then repeat to the other side. Now let's do one with real good control. So, put your hands on the front of your pelvis. See how far you can move your knees without the pelvis moving. It's not going to be very far, probably. Okay, now you're going to slide your hands to your ribs and you're going to start to let your pelvis move, but keeping your ribs still. Okay, and then finally, you can let your ribs lift a little bit. Think of your shoulder blades behind you, keeping the shoulder blades quiet and still on the floor. So the ribs have gone a bit, but my shoulder blades are down. If that's comfortable, you can straighten out your top leg. Any back problems today, kind of leave the leg stretch out. And again, here, just give the weight of your arms and your body up to the floor. Just see if you can relax into the stretch a bit more. Slowly folding your knee back in, your foot back in, and then unwind. So we're going to put the ribs back first of all. And then once the ribs are down, we're going to bring the pelvis back. And then just gently feel the knees and the foot come back to their middle position. Okay, so let's repeat that to the other side. So fingertips on your pelvis, you're going to slowly let the knees and the feet move. That's about as much as I'm going today. Okay, then hands onto the ribs. I'm going to start to let my pelvis move. Ribs are staying still. So about there. Now I'm going to let my ribs move, but I'm going to keep my shoulder blades still. Then I'm going to come back out into the stretch, lengthening through my top leg. And just slowing my breathing, sinking into the mat, into the floor. Fold your leg back in, and then we'll slowly unwind. So ribs back first of all, coming down one level at a time towards your pelvis, and then finally your feet and knees. And slow your breathing. Again, just be aware of your points of contact with the floor. So before we come back up, just let your arms sink into the floor. On your out breath, see if you can give the weight of your feet up to the floor, the back of your head and your neck and your shoulders. And then on your next out breath, we're going to move. We're going to slowly come over onto your side. And we can come back up with a downward dog. So stretching out, letting the heels sink down. I've defrosted a bit, I think, this morning, but still quite tight through my hamstrings. Soften one knee, and then soften the other one, and gradually bring your legs back in. That's feeling better. Okay, and then slowly rolling back up one level at a time to bring yourself back into standing. So finally in standing, we go feet hip width apart, find neutral, soften the ribs, widen through your collarbones, shoulders away from your ears, long through the back of your head and your neck. So hopefully got rid of some tight spots, got rid of some rust. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will send another class next week. Thank you very much.